Ungwan Bulus, the center of attention. This is one among several communities in Kaduna State that is currently suffering from the trauma caused by the act of terrorism and kidnapping.
They say you will never forsake me. Help me. Help me. Father Lord, I need your strength, oh Father.
It will be recalled that on the 31st of March 2021, when 26 persons were abducted from the community at around 7 p.m. While narrating their dark experiences, a cleric whose son was among those executed by the bandits, and this lady who also lost a son, tell their heart-wrenching story.
The gun they enter here with, everybody, those people, they are, if I'm not mistaken, they're more up to 50. And all of them were carrying arms.
I came back from church. I went and took my bed. When I came back, I entered my room with my children. They were eating, and we were all inside. We just had gunshots. I now got up. All my children stood up and said, this is not a security gunshot, though. This one is more than that. We came to the door. Immediately we raised the curtain. Some of the kidnappers were already in our compound. So there was nothing we could do. They came into the room and started asking, where is money in Akudi? I said, we don't have money. They said, oh, we should sit on the floor. We sat down. They said, we should go outside. We came outside and we sat down at our frontage there. They now left one person to guard us. They went to the side of our landlord. They started breaking his windows and shooting anyhow. So when they did not succeed there, they now came back to us that we should get up and start going. I wasn't even wearing a shirt. It was only wrapper on my chest. But I washed my clothes. They were on the line. I took one shirt. My eldest son that was killed took one. Because all of us were not wearing shirt. There was heat very well that day. So we were going. The younger son, now he was only having boxers on him. So they now took us to that side. We met other people that they have taken there, sitting down on the floor. They say we should sit down. We sit down. They now started calling themselves in the language that they understand there. So they now said that we should start going. So we followed through that culvert there and went into the bush. When we were going, I was carrying my youngest son. One of them now said, Mama kibamu yaro wene mushajini shimana. I said, Uyi hakuri. They now said, Tomuje. They will use that I should give them the boy so that they will suck his blood. I now begged them that they should not do that. They said, okay. So we went. We crossed the first river, we crossed the second river. Immediately we crossed the second river, they said we should sit down. All of us sat down on the floor, that whatever you have in your body, bring it out. Those that had things in their body brought it out, and they counted us. They said, oh yeah, we should go. From there, we started walking. We walked for more than 30 minutes. They said we should sit down again. We sat down, so they went into the bush, and we started hearing bikes. This one will on his bike, the other one will on his bike. Inside the bush, they now brought the bikes out. They now started calculating how are they going to carry us, because the bikes they brought were not enough to carry all of us from that place. They now said, okay, let them carry the children and some of the elderly ones that cannot walk. They now carried the children and went away with them. So they now said, oh yeah, we should stand up and start going. That was when we started walking. We walked all through the night. We were walking till daybreak. So when it was morning, They now called their people there that they should bring bikes because we were already tired. My legs, if I put them on the ground as if I'm marching on nails. I said, oh, that was when they said, oh, we should sit down and rest. We sat down and they came with bikes. They now carried us down to the camp there.
They take us through the horrifying journey through the camp of the abductors.
A bad experience. Rain will beat you. Rain will start from your head and end in your head. But what surprised me, including them, because they were guiding us. What helped us there, we gather firewood and put off fire. We dry our body again. Life continued. The eyes had been tied. Partially is for our own good, if we may have it. Because they tie the eyes so that you will not recognize them. Because anybody that recognizes them will not come back alive. They say don't look their face. When they are tying your eye, don't run, don't look their face. Because they are afraid that if you see them outside, you will recognize them. So that is why they tied our eyes.
My children were 4, but they killed 1. I came back with 3. My experience in their camp is not a very good experience because if you are sleeping, you dare not move. If you move, they will just flash you lights and abuse you. And you dare not get up without saying something. If you want to stand up, you have to tell them, I want to stand up and do this. If you did not tell them, it's either they flog you or they abuse you. So we were there. When it is morning, they will wake us up that we should get up, get up. We will get up and sit down on the floor. That was how we will sit down all through the day. If the person on guard is a lenient person, he will allow us to sleep in the afternoon. But if the person is wicked, he will not allow us to sleep in the afternoon, and when it is night, we dare not lie down until they tell us to do so. Until they tell us to do so. Sometimes we do sleep around 10, 11, even 12 in the night before they will tell us to lie down. We are just sitting on the ground. And every day they used to take us to there was a river close to the place. They would take us there to take our baths without soap. Sometimes it's sand that we used to pack and rub on our body just to be clean. But sometimes they will give us omo that we should go and wash our clothes. That was how we have been there. In the aspect of food, they are trying, giving us food, but the food is not, it's nothing to write home about. Because sometimes they will cook rice and beans without salt, without maggi, without oil. That's how they will just boil it and give us that we should eat. So you just have to eat it because you don't have any option.
The ransom was a whopping 20 million naira. The abductors mount pressure for payments, and to show their seriousness, they executed 3 persons in captivity, thus sending a message to the entire community to hasten up or receive more corpses.
Before the day, them there called our spokesperson here and said, when do you think you are going to bring our money? He said they should give him more time. They said, that is why we are asking you. Tell us when exactly will you bring our money? He now said he will give them the money on Monday. That he will bring the money on Monday. So they said, oh, you said Monday. They said, yes. If you did not bring that money on Monday, we are going to take some of your people and kill them. He said, no problem. They are going to bring the money on Monday. So that was on Saturday. On Sunday, all of us from this area, we went into fasting and prayer. On Monday morning, we still went into fasting and prayer again. So they did not even come to tell us to make call, because every morning they used to call us around 9-10 to go and make call. Let's call our relatives to know the progress they are making. So we We were sitting because they did not come in the morning to make calls as usual. The time they came, they just came in Iron Sabo. They raised their hand. That was the site of the main. They raised up their hands and said, they will ask you, how many are you in this place? If they understand that you are more than 2 or 1, they will tell you to go and sit down there. That was how they took these boys. The other boy there is 19 years, my own is 17, and one man here that is selling drugs. So they now said they are going to take them home. Since our people have refused to bring money, that they are going to take them home, that if our people sees them, they will now know that they are serious and they will bring the money on time. So they now took them on bike and left. They took them on bike and left. Immediately they took them, I knew they are going to kill them, so we started crying. So when they went, they killed them. When they came back, it was already dark. The place was already dark. They said, you see these people that we have taken, we went and killed them. Come and take this phone and call your people and hear whether they have seen our message. So the other man there now collected the phone and called his brother. He asked him, did you see Favor? He said, yes, we saw him, we kept him in St. Gerard's Hospital. That was when we started crying. We said, oh, you that are saying that they are taking them home, have you seen it? They did not take them home, they killed them. They said, no, they did not believe that maybe it's true they took them home. I said, oh, me there, I know they have killed them. So, and you dare not cry. They will kill somebody and say you should not cry. Even if you sit down with your hands on your jaw, they will tell you to stop that. Why are you doing that? That they don't want us to be sitting as if they killed somebody for us. I said, oh, that was how we have been gathering that pain in our hearts.
They were saying 20 million for the whole community, and what we can be able to raise then is 7 million. And the man said, Sabo people, your people are not helping the issue. And that day we kind of begging. And we called our representative that day. The man begged. He said, okay, when are you bringing the money? The man said, Monday. He said, you tell me Monday. He said, tell me Monday. He said, tell me Monday. He said, na rikori, don't you call rikori. So they were expecting to get that money on Monday. Monday came, the money did not come. So the man had come and pick the people that he want to pick. First of all, he told us that Sabo people, your ransom had been paid. We happy, we greeted him and said, ah, now go this, now go this. We lie down and beg. He said we should get up. Before then, he started picking them one after the other. He picked 3 Christians and 3 Muslims and go out of the camp. And we stayed there. He came back, he called me, I answered. I said, I hope your mind don't spoil. I said, oh God, what can I go do? I said, how much I go do? What can I go do? He said, no worry. Say now, the Akwana have Yakari. They carried 5 and 4 returned. They killed my son there.
The storyline concerning the incessant abduction in Kaduna State may not be well known, but here is a short revelation of these menaces as narrated by those who have regained their freedom.
They said it's as a result of the government because that Zamfara state government have settled with them, Katsina state government has settled with them. They are now telling El-Rufai to settle with them. El-Rufai has refused. So that is why they are doing what they are doing, that they are fighting the government, not the masses. But we are the ones that are suffering it.
In a bid to pay the ransom, some of the captives had no option but to sell their belongings.
The man asked me, what is my job? I said that I'm training pig and doing sugarcane farm. He said, well, how much do I have? I said, I don't have anything. But my people, if I cry to them, they can raise up something. So even the money they raise for my coming, I don't know how, it's only God. We paid about almost 5 million. I did not have 1 naira. All those things is borrowing. They took the paper of this house. They took the land. Even my shop I have in Enugu is when yesterday I know that they sold it. So people borrowed money everywhere. 1 naira I did not keep, I did not have. But with God, it's God that raised that money and raised men to help.
Having passed through this horrifying experience, residents of Ungwan Bulus call for government for intervention. They suggest setting up a military barrack around their communities as the attack continues